and welcome to Enquire to Choir. My name is Eva and I'm here to help you, fellow choir people. It's December, which to most people means it's the most wonderful time of the year. But to choir conductors in my world, it's the most stressful time of the year. It's the end of the year. Everyone is stressed out already. But also, in December, most of the festive concerts take place, whether it's a Christmas one or a Hanukkah. And for those festive concerts, you probably have to sing specific music. Christmas carols, for example. You probably don't have a lot of time to prepare a whole concert with them, especially if you are a new choir. Actually, to be honest, I started preparing this Christmas concert with my choir in October. But I still don't have enough time because everything else, every other performances are happening parallel to the Christmas ones. So you never have enough time in December to do everything you want to do and have to do. So in this video, I will try to help you with some tips. I will use a Christmas concert as an example, but I believe this video is applicable to any other kind. Tip number 1. Invite guests. Okay. A cheeky advice, but hear me out. For a concert to be called a concert, your choir's concert, it should be at least 30 minutes of music. Preferably, the minimum is 45 minutes, but 30 minutes is enough. An average song or a music piece is around 3 minutes long, which makes this concert repertoire consist of minimum 10 songs. 10 songs is a lot. So I think it's enough for your choir to sing, for example, 8 songs, and then your guests sing 2. You give a guest choir or performer a chance to experience a new audience, and you as a choir conductor, director, or the choir get some of the pressure off. So everybody's happy. Invite guests. Tip number 2. Go through the repertoire of the previous concerts from minimum 2 years ago and see what you haven't sung in a while. I'm really not a fan of repeating all the same repertoire every time, all the time, so I try to mix it up. But of course, a choir has its repertoire for a reason. So if you go back a couple of years and see what your choir hasn't sung in a while, it's much easier to repeat some of the stuff. You can probably find some music which is excellent, and you can repeat it. And it's easier to repeat it than to learn something new. Don't worry, people in the audience forget that they heard something, and even those who remember will be glad to hear it again. So take up some of the old music pieces. And if you are a completely new choir and you don't have a previous year, this tip is not applicable to you, but tip 3 is. Tip number 3 is the most important to me, and it says, be smart about how you arrange a song for your choir. I honestly think this is a missed opportunity to most people. I see a lot of people trying to find music sheet for specific songs. And the problem with that is, once you find it and you take it on, you have to follow it all the way through, and you don't have any flexibility with it. And those pieces are probably longer than average. In this situation, when you don't have enough time, you really don't have the time to learn a lot of new music. So you have to be smart about it. I say, take a popular song, a Christmas melody, which everybody knows, and do a different arrangement. Write it. For example, Silent Night, Holy Night. The melody is known to most people, so you give that melody to one voice in the choir, for example, the sopranos. You saved time there already. The whole song is in verses, so when you learn verse 1, you don't have to change everything for the verse 2, so the music stays the same for every verse. And then you harmonize that melody in a different way. Great arrangements are actually very simple. Simple lines for each of the voices, which together sounds very effective. If you change just one chord in that famous melody in an interesting way, people will appreciate it. And nobody will know you did that to save time. A huge missed opportunity as well is canon. Do a canon. Every voice learns the same melody with the same text, and then just do a canon. And you can do it, for example, first just the sopranos, then add the altos, then the tenors, and then the basses. It adds up. You get minutes for your concert. And you actually had to learn just one melody. A great example in literature is Benjamin Britten's This Little Babe. It's not an easy piece by any means, but it's not so hard to read it. You need to save as much time as you possibly can on reading new music. A canon plays with time, but a great thing you can also do is you can take a melody, arrange it for 4 voices, and then you repeat it 4 times, but first just the sopranos, for example, then the second time soprano altos, the third time soprano alto tenor, and in the end soprano alto tenor bass. What's best about this is you get a crescendo by doing this because the sound gets bigger every time. So there is a culmination, a gradation, and then the culmination in the end. A great example of a song good for this is a French one, Noël Nouvelle. Also, if you have a song which is verse, chorus, you can do it like this. A verse is sung by only one voice, for example, sopranos, and then the chorus is arranged for 4 voices. It's simple, but the effect is great. Tip number 4. Use a song in a different language. There are a lot of songs you don't know about from a different country, in a different language. These songs can be simple, but great. And the best part is, they are exotic because your audience probably doesn't know them. For example, as I know, a very popular Christmas song in Venezuela is Como busca el tierno infante, which is so good. I love it. But people in my country never heard about it. So every time we perform it, everybody is astonished. People are in awe. Tip number 5. If you need more diversity in your repertoire, different instruments as accompaniment make it a great deal easier, especially if you mix it up with a cappella as well. And you can also do a lot by playing with dynamics. People underestimate it. Just a simple difference between repetitions of a chorus, for example, first piano, then forte, is very effective. Tip number 6. Try to avoid what every other choir is singing. Because when you are in a time constraint, you probably don't have enough time to prepare every detail. So it's best to avoid pieces which every other choir performs because everyone in the audience is probably very familiar with them. And they can draw a comparison and judge it more harshly. So to conclude, if you don't have the time to learn a lot of new repertoire, save time on how much new music you actually have to read to learn something. I say less notes to learn, use the repetitions with an innovative dynamic, and different choral arrangements. For me, this proved to be very efficient. And that's it. I really hope this was helpful. Let me know down below if it was. If you have any other tips for me and for the other viewers, put it down below. If you wish to talk to me, go to Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, or you can email me. And if you need any help on how to actually organize a choir concert, there is a whole playlist here on the channel. I will link it down below and here. Good luck to you in December, fellow choir people. Hang on. Thank you for watching, and conduct well, conductors, and I'll see you next time. Bye!